Hi, thank you so much for joining us. We are now in lesson 2 of a 4-part series learning about music and games from Zimbabwe and the Shona culture. My name is Cindy Scarberry and I'm the Executive Director of the Opry Heritage Foundation, and one of our projects is the Granville School of Music. So we are so glad to get to share with you some more music games and fun, things that you can do at home with your friends or with your school. So last time we talked about Makadi, on how is your day or how are you? And I wanted to just clarify one thing, that if you are talking to more than one person, or someone that you really respect and you want to show them a lot of respect, that's when you say Makadi. But if you're talking to just one person, you could also change that ma to a wa and say wakadi. So today I wanted to give you a little bit more about what we could do to have more of a conversation. So instead of just saying makadi and ask how are you, now we have some different things that we could do at different times in the day. So the first thing that we're going to do is review our vowels. So we have the A, but in Shona, remember, this is ah. Our E, anytime you see that, it's actually going to make the sound A. When you see an I, we're looking for E sounds. O is O, and U is going to make that oo sound. Okay, so with that help, we can go through these really quickly. So we have mangwanani. Let's change that up and say ma, ngwa, na, ni. So notice that I did ma by itself, and then you have ngwa, all in one syllable. So we're going to do that same sound that we did with like ring or hung or rung. That sound is going to make this middle syllable ngwa. Very good. So let's try it again. Mangwanani. Mangwanani. Good, that means good morning. But let's say it's in the afternoon and you want to greet someone. You can say ma, si, ka, ti. Masikari. Now, one thing that I noticed though, in Zimbabwe, as they're speaking, they will sometimes get rid or just join these together a little bit faster. So it really sounds like Mascari, Mascari. There's that little lift of the E of the I sound there, Mascari. Very good. So that's good afternoon. If we want to say good evening, same thing. You start with ma. Now you're going to say ne, ru, maneru, maneru. Good evening. Very good. All right. So we could say, why don't we try good morning, how are you? So we would say, mangwanani makari. Oh, I love it. Good job. Let's try good afternoon, how are you? So we say, maskari makari. Very good. Good evening, how are you? We would say, maneru makari. Very good. If you get tired of saying makadi, because you've been saying it now for 2 weeks or so, you could now ask, how has been your day? If you see them later in the day, maybe instead of asking, how are you, maybe now we want to say, how's your day been so far? So in that sense, you would say, ma, suera, ma suera, and then say, say. Ma suera say. Oh, I love it. So we're having lots of good conversations that we can have in Shona. Well, let's get started playing some games. Remember, we always want to do some kind of warm-up when we're getting ready to be musicians or play some physical games. So let's stretch up tall. Stretch one way, Stretch the other way. Roll your arms back. Do this for me too, because my old body needs to warm up. Roll your arms forward. You can take your head from one shoulder, bring it around front, and stop at the other. Your ear is right over your shoulder. And let's come back around to the front again. Very good. Shake it out. Nice warm up. And we can do lots of things to warm up our bodies. We could use some games that we used in the first lesson and review those together. Let's see how we do. Do you remember Mberi Shure? Forward and back, to the right, to the left, forward and back, to the right, to the left, forward and back. Let's try that in Shona. Mberi Shure. Mberi Shure. Kurujigi ku bosque mberi shure. Kurujigi ku bosque mberi shure. Very good. If you're just joining us for the first time on lesson 2 and you want some more information about that, go back and watch lesson 1 again in just a little bit. Very good. All right, the other warm up that we are going to do today is a brand new hand clapping game. And this one, you know, where Mberi Shure taught specific English, it had a translation. It could go specifically. Mberi means forward, Shure means backwards, Rujigi was right, Bosque was left. The fun thing about this game is the language doesn't mean anything. It's just fun words, kind of like in our culture, you hear songs and they may say shooby-dooby, dooby-doo-wah-wah, and you're like, what is, if somebody from a different language said, what does that mean? Well, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just how the song goes. That's the same thing with Amina. This is a hand clapping game, and you're going to notice that there is a little English in there, but in this context, it doesn't mean anything. It's just fun syllables for us to say as we learn this game. But we do want to honor the culture and honor the game and still do the right words that go along with it. So please be my echo. A, mi, na, Amina. We already know it, so let's just say it again. Amina. Ka, de, ya, kadeya. Amina, Amina kadeya. It'll come. It might be a little hard right now, but it'll come to you. Si, mo, re, ya. Si, mo, re, ya. Very good. We already know Amina, Amina. Wan, sha, mi, sa. Now remember over here when I said sometimes when they say masi kadi, they kind of get rid of that I and it becomes mascati. Same thing here. We're gonna, when we say this quickly, we kind of just give a hint and a lift at that I and it becomes shamsa, shamsa. Very good. So we've got Amina, Amina kadeya. Simoreya, Simoreya, Amina wan shamsa. Yay, very good. Thank you for echoing me with me at home. Now we think this is probably easy to say, but remember in Shona, this O is not A like box, it's O as in box, which makes it kind of fun to say. P-O box. Very good. Ma, le, nde, la. Malendela. Malendela. Good. These are kind of my favorite part of this one because it's got a cool little beat to it. Goom, pe, pe. Goom pepe. Goom pepe. Goom pepe. Very good. One last side. This is that word again. Amina, ju, je, xing. Jixing. All right. So I want to say it in beat so that you can hear how it sounds. And I'll do the rhythm of the words and the way the game will be played. Amina, Amina kadeya. Simoreya, Amina wan shamsa, P.O. Box, Malandela, Malandela, Gumpepe, 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 Amina Ju Jackson. So much fun. Let's try it, and you try to say it with me this time. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Amina, Amina Kadeya, Simoreya, Amina wan shamsa, P.O. Box, Malandela, Malandela, Gumpepe, 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 Amina Ju Jackson. Way to go! It'll come easier as we keep doing it. Now, how do we do this hand clapping game? So let's try it like this. You're going to pretend to be my partner, and I'm going to have one hand up and one hand down. And I'd like for you to pretend that your hand over here, your right hand, is getting ready to come down and hit my hand here, while this hand, you've got your left hand down and it's going to be ready to hit this hand. So we're going to do a hand clapping game together like this. So we're going to go down with one hand and up with the other. So while your one hand comes down, your right hand comes down, your left hand comes up. Very good. So let's try it again. Please be my partner. Down, out, clap, clap, clap. Down and up, out, clap, clap, clap. Down, out, clap, clap, clap. Is it working? Let's try it one more time. Down, out, clap, clap, clap. Down, out, clap, clap, clap. Very good. So I'm going to put those little marks here where it happens with the words. Amina, clap, clap, clap. Amina Kadeya, clap, clap, clap. Simoreya. All right, so we're going to do Amina, Amina Kadeya, Simoreya, and then our pattern is going to change. After we do this last Simoreya and we do Amina 1, we're going to start our new pattern, which is down, out, clap, down, out, clap, down, out, clap. So the 3 claps only happen at the beginning. After that, we're just going to do 1 clap. Okay, so let's try that again together. Amina, Amina Kadeya, Simoreya, Amina wan shamsa, P.O. Box, Malandela, Malandela, Gumpepe, 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 Amina Ju Jackson. Very good. All right, we have a little video clip showing some kids playing this game. And instead of just playing it with one partner, they're playing it in a circle with many partners. So when they do it that way, your one hand is to the side and your other hand is to this side, and you're doing it like this. Down, out, clap, clap, clap. Down, out, clap, clap, clap. Down, out, clap, clap, clap. And then down, out, clap, down, out, clap, down, out, clap, down, out, clap. And that's what you'll see in that video. There's one last variation of this game, which I even hesitate to bring up because your parents may think it's a little rough to try it when you do it this way. But it's a lot of fun if you can do it without losing your control. So stay in control of your bodies and just have some fun. On the Ju Jackson place, the way I was taught originally is you're playing it with your partner, and on Ju, you tried to poke or tickle them under their ribs before they can move away. So it would be Amina, Amina Kadeya, Simoreya, Amina wan shamsa, P.O. Box, Malandela, Malandela, Gumpepe, 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 Amina Ju Jackson. Did I get you, or did you get me first? Have fun with this hand clapping game. Here's an example of some kids playing it back at Monroe Elementary in Norman.
Amina,
hope you had fun with Amina. Try that with some new people. See how many people you can get doing that game with you. Today, we're going to talk about what to do if you're wanting to make sounds, but you don't have the instruments. Last time we talked about if you don't have these authentic instruments, how can you make your own? Hopefully you still have those instruments with you. But if not, if you're somewhere, how can we make music if we can't use our voice, or if we just want to make some other sounds? Let's talk about body percussion. So you can use your lap. Let's just try keeping the beat. We talked about beat being that underlying pulse. Let's keep the beat in our laps. See if your beat can be right with mine. Beat, 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 beat. Good. Let's see about clapping. Clap, 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 clap. Now clap seems like it's very basic. Anybody should be able to clap. But one thing I learned when we had the chance to be in Zimbabwe, there's a lot of different ways to clap. You can cup your sound to make a different sound. See how that sounds different than your regular clap? And now cup your hands and try it. Very good. Try cupping your hands this way too. Palm to palm and thumb and fingertips to fingertips. Remember, as the men or the males would do for Makadi, it's a little different sound. You got the golfer's clap right in the palm of your hand. But the one that was the most fun for me, but maybe will be the most annoying for your teachers or parents if you do it really loud on the inside, this is probably what you call an outdoor clap. This is really good for football games or other kind of games where you want to be really loud and you got to save that voice. So with this one, you're going to stretch your fingers out really wide and you're going to make them very straight. And you're letting that sound really pop as you go back and forth. So when somebody says clap, you have lots of variations, lots of different ways that you can do it. Softly, medium sound, and loud. Or if we talk about dynamics in music, this would be pianissimo, piano, mezzo piano, forte, and fortissimo. So think about those dynamics when you think about clapping. Stomp, that one's a lot of fun. We can do stomp on the floor. Depending on where you are, you can have different sounds. It depends on where you're stomping, the kind of sound that you could get. We've got snaps. Depending on how old you are, sometimes snapping is hard. Just hang in there. If you're having trouble getting your fingers to make that sound, just put them together and turn them like this. And I promise you, the more that you practice and you keep going, eventually that sound is going to happen and you're going to go, that was easy. Why didn't I know how to do that? It's going to keep coming. Don't get frustrated. Just keep sliding those fingers around and it'll come for you. All right. And then the last one, this one is just kind of fun. If you get a lot of people together and you start snapping and you start putting your hands together and rubbing them together, it can kind of start creating wind sounds and it can make it sound like it's making it rain. The other silly thing is, if you want to pretend you got so much money and you're just going to make it rain, make that money rain, then that is something that can help you remember how to make that sound. So let's look at some of these and combine these different body percussions. So we're going to clap 4 times. Then we're going to do stomp, stomp, snap, stomp, stomp, snap. Then we're going to do make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. And then the last one is kind of combining some of these. We're going to do clap, clap, stomp, stomp, snap, and end in the air. All right, let's see if we can read this together. In music, we read left to right, top to bottom, just like when you're learning to read and you're reading a book. So let's try this together. Let's try it. Here we go. Clap, 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 stomp, stomp, snap, stomp, stomp, snap. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, snap. How did you do? Did you do it? Let's try it again, and this time I'm not going to point it out to you. I'm just going to do it along with you. So see if you can read it on your own this time, and let's see if we can do it together. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Clap, 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 clap. Stomp, stomp, snap. Stomp, stomp, snap. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, snap. Very good. So you can do combinations of these. You can do lots of different sounds, whichever you like. So right now, I'd like for you to choose which one of these you'd like to do, or just take it down and do those things. And we're going to try keeping the beat with whatever you would like. So you might use the lap, you might use clap, you might use make it rain. You might use your instruments from yesterday. Choose whichever you want. Here is that underlying pulse. And we're just going to review that song that we sang yesterday. Let's all come together and be friends. Or in the last lesson, I should say. 1, 2, which are you doing? Natsangane navovaenzi, natsangane tive muri imwe, na Jesu nyamane mweya, tiregere kutsauka. Very good. Now that was just the underlying pulse. Remember, in our last lesson, we talked about changing up the rhythm and putting other different rhythms together to make the accompaniment. Explore with that again. I'm going to play a simple pattern. And you play something that you think sounds good with it. You might use your body. You might use your instruments from the last lesson. Or you might have something around you. You might be sitting next to a table or the floor. What kind of sounds can you make? See what you can add to our ensemble, our group of musicians. And I'm going to sing this song one more time. If you remember it, sing along too. Ngatsangane navovaenzi, ngatsangane tive muri imwe, nya Jesu nyamane mweya, tiregere kutsauka, ngatsangane natsangane navovaenzi, ngatsangane tive muri imwe, nya Jesu nyamane mweya, tiregere kutsauka. And I do hope that we can all come together and be friends, nothing coming in between us. Great review. Thank you so much. The last song that I want to teach you today is a goodbye song. And this is the song they sang to us on our last night there when we were in Zimbabwe back in 2006. They brought a whole bunch of people together and they taught us this goodbye song. And there were 3 of us women that went. So they sang Vaskana Vaka Taura. The women have worked very hard. But I found out later, that's what I thought the song was called this whole time, was Vaskana Vaka Taura. But then I found out later, the actual title of the song is Basag Dasia Dapeza. Now, if you look that up in Google Translate, it says, I quit my job. But in our culture, that means something very different. What this was saying was, my work is done. We've completed our work. I've done the job that I was intended to do. So if you look that up, it doesn't mean, I give up, I just quit. It means the women came, we worked hard, and we completed the work that we came to do. And then we said, okay, but when we get back to Oklahoma, how do we teach the boys? How do we sing to the boys? So they taught us Vakumano, which means the boys. And then we said, okay, but then there may be some people there, like the teachers or the parents or other people that we wanted to sing to. How do we say everyone has done their work, but it is time for us to go? And they taught us to sing Tose Taka. taura. So I'm going to teach you this song that you can sing as a goodbye song when somebody has come and they have done a good job and they have worked hard. So let's look at this. So vaskana, remember that I in a lot of these words, you end up just kind of lifting. So we say va, si, ka, na. Vaskana. Vaskana. Very good. Va, ka, vaka, ta, u, ra. Taura. The women have worked. Vaskana, vaka, taura. Very good. Now this word we use a lot. Ande. That means let's go, or it's time to go. Ande. Ande. Very good. Ta, va, tava. Ku, en, da. Kuenda. Very nice. Asi, basa, ta, si, ya, tasiya, ta, pe, za. Now you notice that looks very close to the title. Basa, nda, siya, nda, peza. This is one of those things with the Shona language. Nda means I. Nda peza. I completed my work. Over here, we're talking about the girls, they. So it's ta siya, ta peza. Same word, just a little different at the beginning depending on who you're talking about or to. So we've got tava kuenda, which we already learned up here, but now we say it 3 times. They've worked hard, they've worked hard. Tava kwenda, tava kwenda, tava kwenda. And then we repeat this line one more time. Asi, basa, ta, siya, ta, peza. Now in this instance, we don't drop the I. We really put that E sound out there. Let me sing it for you so you can hear how it all sounds together. Vaskana vaka taura ande, ande tava kwenda, asi basata sieta peza, tava kwenda, tava kwenda. Tava kwenda, asi basata sieta peza. Then we change the words. The second time, if you want to sing to the boys, you would say va ko ma na, vakumana. Vakumano vaka taura ande, ande tava kwenda, asi basata sieta peza, tava kwenda. Tava kwenda, tava kwenda, asi basata sieta peza. Then what do we want to say if we're going to say to everyone? Tose taka everyone instead of vasikana vaka tara. We change the beginning of both of those to tose taka. All right, try it with me. Tose taka taura ande, ande tava kwenda, asi basata sieta peza, tava kwenda, tava kwenda, tava kwenda, asi basata sieta peza. Now you may notice it's kind of syncopated and sometimes it feels like it's not following exactly where you might think it would fall. In our music, and a lot of music from our culture, everything happens in like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or occasionally you might get a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But in this case, it doesn't really fit in that kind of box. So a lot of times in music from different places in Africa, you want to think about it being just one pulse. Just one beat. instead of trying to put it in groups of 3 or in groups of 4 or groups of 6, let's just try to think about that beat and that pulse and see if we can stay together. All right? But let's break it down a little bit. That's a lot of a song to try to learn all at once. So please be my echo and we'll really break down this melody. Vaskana vaka taura, vaskana vaka taura. Very good. Vaskana, vaskana, vaka taura, vaka taura. There it is. Vaskana vaka taura, vaskana vaka taura. Ande, ande. Ready, go. Ande, ande. Very good. Tavaquenda. Asibasa, asibasa. Tasia, tasia. Tapedza, tapedza. Let's try to put more of that together. We'll put this together and then this phrase together. Asibasa, tasia tapedza, tasia tapedza. Good. Let's try the whole line. Asibasa tasia tapedza, asibasa tasia tapedza. It's kind of syncopated. It's pretty cool. It doesn't fall right where we think it's going to fall, but that's kind of what makes it fun. Good. Now we get to say this line 3 times. Tavaquenda, tavaquenda, tavaquenda. Did you notice that that last one did? It's a little bit different than the others. Let's try it together. Tavaquenda, tavaquenda, tavaquenda. There it is. Asibasa tasia tapedza, asibasa tasia tapedza. Very good. So this is our goodbye song. Let's try it together from the top. Vaskana the first time, the second time through, vakumana, the last time, tose taka. So we're saying the girls have worked very hard, but now it's time for them to go. The boys worked very hard, but now it is time for this to go. Everyone has completed their work, worked very hard, but it is now time for us to go. All right, if you want to grab an instrument, you want to think about playing the beat on your lap, whatever sounds good to you. I'm going to play my host show. Some of you may think that this looks very similar to maracas, which they are very similar instruments. But in Zimbabwe, the marimba players, they have these gourds and they fill the gourds with different, maybe just the seeds from the gourds. Sometimes they put popcorn in them like we did yesterday. We talked about rice and beans in our instruments. So they decide what kind of sound, how loud they need it to be, and they lead the marimba group with these instruments called host show. So I'm going to use these right now to just keep us together as we try this song together. Ready? 2, 1, 2, here we go. Vaskana vaka taura ande, ande tavaquenda, asibasa tasia tapedza, tavaquenda, 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 asibasa tasia tapedza. Vakumana vaka taura ande, ande tavaquenda, asibasa tasia tapedza, tavaquenda, 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 asibasa tasia tapedza, tose, tose taka taura ande, ande tavaquenda, asibasa tasia tapedza, tavaquenda, 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 asibasa tasia tapedza. Now we have a video of those same students back at Monroe Elementary many years ago singing this song. Sing along with them or add your instruments to it and see how it sounds.
Ande tavaquenda, asibasa tasia
Thank you so much for watching and being part of this lesson. We hope you'll come to our next lesson and learn 2 more games and some more language of the Shona culture from Zimbabwe. To'onana.